Hi everyone, so you're probably wondering what's with the shitty camera quality? Well, those of you who have been around a little bit more recently will probably know that I unfortunately have had camera troubles with my regular filming camera. The SD memory card kind of area, something's wrong with it, and I've had to take it to be repaired, and it turns out that there is nowhere locally at all who can repair it. So I ended up having to travel somewhere a little bit further away to see if they could repair it. They could not. It's had to be sent off. It's going to cost me loads of money. It's fantastic, just what I needed right now. It's really annoying. But I am back filming on my old camera, which is why the quality looks like it does. It's not horrendous, but it's not fantastic either. So you're going to have to let me know how you feel about it. If you absolutely hate it and you think it's really crap and you'd rather I didn't make any videos until I've got my other camera back, which could take about a month, I'll do that. But it's not looking too bad. It's kind of, the lighting's okay and it's fine, but this camera is so small, it doesn't have a flip out screen, so I can't see what I'm doing. It makes it very complicated as well, in terms of where I can put the tripod, hence why you can see the door behind me. You can probably even see the fact that we've still got cardboard boxes stacked up outside that door because we haven't had time to take everything to the tip, and it's all that kind of thing. But moaning aside, let's jump right in to my October favourites. I've got quite a nice mix of products actually this month, and I've got some random things that I want to talk about at the end as well, so let's just jump right into it. Hair care wise, these two products have been the things that I've been reaching for every time I've washed my hair this month, and I love both of them. The shampoo I've been using is the Body Shop Ginger Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. I do suffer from, not dandruff per se, but I just think I have a very sensitive scalp, and it kind of, I don't know, my scalp doesn't like if I chop and change around with things anyway. But this is for dry flaky scalp and it works amazingly. It doesn't smell particularly nice. It's not super cheap for how much you get, but it's a nice thick shampoo, so it kind of lasts a little bit longer than a more watery kind of formulated shampoo, if that makes sense. And the conditioner I've been using, I just picked this up on a whim when we moved house because I didn't know where the conditioner that I did have was, and I just needed one, and I grabbed this from like the supermarket, and it's the Herbal Essences Zero Colorants and Gluten. The gluten conspiracy is just coconut milk conditioner. I don't tend to use Herbal Essences stuff very often for no particular reason, but it smells amazing, like really coconutty, tropical, fun kind of holiday smell, and it leaves my hair feeling so manageable and so kind of nourished without being weighed down. I'm sure it's got silicones in it and that kind of thing. I don't mind that in my hair care. If that bothers you, then don't use it, but I love that, and it's really affordable. So that's been my hair routine lately, and touch wood, my hair's been really kind of like nice and in nice condition. So that's hair care. Then I've kind of got body care-ish type of things. This is probably something I have mentioned before, but it's a repurchase, and it's actually on offer at the moment in Superdrug. So it's the Dove shower oil. It's their kind of version of like the L'Occitane shower oil kind of situation, but this is amazing for shaving your legs, underarms, whatever with. I don't use it as a shower gel, I just kind of don't see the point, but for shaving it's fantastic because it kind of is enough of a barrier without being too greasy. It doesn't blunt your razor like a conditioner does. It works really, really well, and it's on offer at the moment for £2 for £3, whereas usually I think it's like £5 for one in Superdrug. Great for the winter as well if you kind of get dryness on your legs and that kind of thing. And then this is a really like retro product, and it's the, I want to say, do you say Badedas? Badedas? I don't know. Original Indulgent Bath Jelly. It looks like something your granny would have, doesn't it? But I saw this in Sally Hughes did an In the Bathroom video with Claudia Winkleman, who I love Claudia Winkleman, and she recommended this. It kind of smells like pine, but in a nice way. It's very thick. I don't know if you can see there where the product is. It's very, very thick. You just need a squirt and you get loads of bubbles. I, for the last probably year or so, have been a bubbles in the bath person rather than an oil. I used to like different products, like a kind of milky bath or an oily bath, but I don't know, bubbles is just the way to go, and this is really nice. It smells really nice. It's not cheap. I bought it when it was on offer, so it was like £3, but you need the tiniest squirt and it'll last you for ages, so that's really good. Then let's move on to makeup. I've got some really like interesting, actually before we do makeup, I've got one skincare thing I just wanted to give a quick shout out to. This is the Aldi Lacura, whatever you call it, glycolic cleansing pads. They're their version of the Nip and Fab ones, and they're just as good. They've got like AHAs in them and they work really well, and they're really cheap, so I've been really enjoying those. Although I do tend to not use acid as much in the winter time because my skin gets a little bit dehydrated and doesn't particularly like it. So on top of using that, I've got one more skincare item, I lied, using this, and this is my favourite serum, and it makes me so sad that this has been discontinued because it's just fantastic, and it's the L'Oreal Paris Skin Perfection Serum. This is amazing if you have texture in your skin. I have very large pores. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. You probably can't really see it on camera that much, but kind of here and like on my nose, they're just big and horrible, and my skin's not particularly nice in texture. And every time I use this, the texture of my skin just instantly becomes a lot more refined, a lot nicer, and it just works so fantastically well at making my skin look and feel better. It's a nice base for makeup. It's really nice in the winter time because it's nice and hydrating. I bought mine off Amazon. Why did L'Oreal get rid of this range? I don't understand. It's such a good range for 20-something skin that's not got acne but that's still very oily, and I think that's somewhere where there aren't tons of products that cater to that kind of skin type particularly well, especially not in the serum department. It's either like exfoliating serums, which I like, but I sometimes need something that's a bit soothing, but everything else that I use is too much for my skin. You kind of, it swings and roundabouts, but this is beautiful. I really recommend anyone try this if you have any textural issues in your skin. Then moving on to makeup finally, I've got a new mascara to talk to you about, and I feel like something's weird has happened with me with mascara, where I've got really crappy eyelashes. I genuinely do believe that, but I've got eyelashes that with the right mascara I can make them look really impressive. And so whenever I do anything on Insta stories, people always comment on my eyelashes and say, oh, they're so long, you're so blessed. I'm not. They're not long, and they're not particularly dark, which is weird considering like got really dark body hair and like dark hair and dark brows, but they play well with mascara, let's just say. My top 3 favourite mascaras of all time are the L'Oreal Ecstatic Paradise, whatever you call it, the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, I love that one, and the MAC 3D Extra Dimension Mascara. They're my top 3 because I also have an issue with smudging because my skin's quite oily. But I was recently sent this from C.Y.O. I believe it's the brand in Boots. Sorry, you can see it like that. It's the brand in Boots that has been set up to replace 17. I wasn't expecting much from this, I've got to be honest with you. The PR package it came with was really sweet, but I was not trying to not be kind of swayed by that. The brush just looks like this. It's like a chunky bristle brush. It is slightly kind of curved though, which you can't always see it particularly well, but it's kind of slightly curved, and it's waterproof, which I usually don't like because I find it very drying, but this works really well because it just doesn't smudge. It's what I'm wearing on my lashes today. So if I look up, top and bottom, it's great. It gives you like a really nice fanned out lash. You do have to work with it a little bit. It's not as quick, high impact as the other ones I mentioned. You have to kind of build it a little bit more, but it's £4, and the MAC one and the It Cosmetics one are £20. The L'Oreal one's like £12.99, I think, £11.99. This is £4. It's really good. If you're looking for a cheap mascara that doesn't smudge and that gives you a nice kind of full lash effect, this is really good. I really like it. Then another kind of product that I think I have actually mentioned this before, but I wanted to give it another honourable mention, is the Collection Precision Contouring Stick. This is in the lightest shade, and what is so great about this is the shade itself is almost kind of, it almost got like a mauvey kind of mauvey. I said it like American, didn't I? Tone to it. So it works as a really great contour shade. If you can kind of see how I've got it here, it works so nicely, and I think that it's great for the price as well. It's not kind of an orange contour, it's a really nice contour. Then in terms of base kind of products, the three I've been rotating between this month have been the original IT Cosmetics CC cream. I love this time of year. It's good skin in a tube. It's beautiful. It's what I've got on my skin right now. It lasts okay on me in cooler weather as well, which is great. And it's got SPF 50 in it. On days when I've needed my makeup to last really well, I have been reaching for my Revlon Colour Stay. However, I have mentioned before that it annoys me tremendously, the shade selection that they do, and I don't think their shades are yellow enough for my liking. But nonetheless, it stays put beautifully. And then a couple of times when I've just wanted something in between the two, I've pulled this out again, and this is the Clarins True Radiance foundation, which used to be too oily for me. It's oil free, but it's like radiance, you know, you get that it's going to be dewy. But in cooler weather, and it has been really cold recently, this works really well. It kind of gives you that lit from within, really pretty kind of glowy skin look. And it works really nicely. I really like it, and I think I've done a full review of this, so I'll try and link that down below if I have. Another product that I have mentioned before but has really come into its own this month is this from Lottie London, and it's the Ready Set Go Matte Translucent Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Warm Translucent, and I use this to set my makeup every day. I'll use a damp, I'm just going to show you, a damp Real Technique sponge. Sorry, mine's dirty because I used it this morning. With this bit, tap it in and just kind of tap it over my foundation. It really locks everything in place. It kind of gives you a nice kind of blurred airbrush effect. But what this is also great for is, you know, when you do your foundation top up, your powder top ups during the day if you're oily skinned, and I've had a few times recently where I've had to touch my makeup up like at 5 o'clock because I'm having to go out again, and let's say I've worn something not super long lasting, so I've worn something like the CC cream. What I've done is I've kind of topped up concealer or whatever if I've needed to, and then gone back in with this over the top of all of my other makeup. It's kind of gross, but like, you know, needs must sometimes. Over the top of all my other makeup, and it just instantly kind of revives everything, locks everything down. It gives your makeup a little bit more of a longer durability, and just works really, really, really well. I didn't know that you could use it like that, and I actually really, really like it. Then the next two things are from Wet n Wild, and I actually wanted to try this ages ago, and this is their Megaglo Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. I haven't actually got any highlighter on, so let me get a highlighter brush. Hold on. Where is my highlighter brush? Let me get it from over here. Here we go. A little fan brush, and I'll pop some on for you and show you. You do have to get a little bit because it's not the most pigmented. Not that I like a really obvious highlight, but do you see that? It just gives a really nice, pretty kind of, not too peachy, not too golden, not too pink, hate pink highlighter on my skin. It's pretty, right? I really like it, and it's really affordable. The packaging's a bit shit. it's just a bit sort of, it's cheap, but the products are cheap, so it's, you know, it's fine. This is really lovely. This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Quad, and the shades are a little bit powdery, but once you get past that, it's a really, really nice colour palette, and it works really nicely on brown eyes. And it's just really easy to use, and one of those kind of good everyday chuck in your makeup bag if you did your makeup on the train or something like that. Really, really good. Then one random favourite before I talk to you about some more random favourites. These are the Fabreze Unstoppable Wax Melts in the spring scent. I'm never buying Yankee Candle wax melts again. They're so cheap. Someone did say that in supermarkets they're really expensive. Don't buy them in supermarkets. These were from Home Bargains. Go to like Home Bargains or B&M. Oh, I don't know why I opened that because there's a hole there that you can smell it from. Clean washing. That's what they smell like. But so strong. It's amazing. We love these. My boyfriend even comments on how nice they are. So really, really recommend those. Just pop them in your tart burner. Like get a chunk out. They work amazingly well. Don't bother with the more expensive ones. And they last a really long time as well. So random favourites. Random favourite number one is, I actually read, if I can bring it up on my phone I will show you. I read the Lily Allen book on, well, I listened to it on Audible. I had like the free sign up thing, and I used it for that. It's my thoughts exactly. It looks like I haven't read it because it kind of reverts back to the start once you oh, my charger fell out. Once you have finished it, and I did actually finish it in a day and a half, and it was amazing. I enjoyed it so much. It's about sex and about feminism and about families and about fame, and it's just fascinating. If you're somebody who kind of grew up with Lily Allen's music, then I think you'll really enjoy it. It's really fun, and it's read by her as well, and it's well read in terms of like she sort of reads it in not in a kind of jokey way, and it's very well written too, so I really did enjoy that. TV show recommendations I've got for you. So we finished watching Trust a little while ago, which is a BBC show. I know, who even am I that I'm watching these BBC shows? But it's directed by Danny Boyle, Hilary Swank's in it, and it's fantastic. It's about the Getty kidnapping, and it's just great. It's so good. We also watched Killing Eve this month, which is fantastic. Most like original show I've seen on the telly in a long time, and we also did watch The Bodyguard a little bit before that, but I don't know if maybe I've mentioned that to you. I might have already told you about that, so I won't bore you with that one. But also BBC, so 3 BBC shows that were really interesting. Another BBC show that we did watch was The Cry, but I wasn't as fussed about that. Season 2 of Making a Murderer is definitely on my list. And what else? Oh, movie recommendations. I went to see Bohemian Rhapsody the other night, which was amazing. Just so fantastic. I didn't want it to finish. And then last night we watched, I'm afraid I'm going to say the name wrong because I always get mixed up, but is it The First Klansman? Something Klansman. I'll write it down here. It's the one with I don't know, actor's name, Kylo Ren. He's Kylo Ren in Star Wars. Basically, it's about the first black guy to infiltrate the KKK. Make of that what you will. It's really good because it's a very serious topic, but it's done in a kind of really kind of humorous way. But it's still very thought-provoking. Like at the end, you're just kind of like, how does the world like treat people? But really recommend that. I'll link it down below because I'm not going to remember. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about the quality and everything, and don't worry, I'll be back to being my normal better quality self soon. Bye.